I want to welcome Miss Kimberly Wilson to my show. She's the owner of Lady Apparel. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come down here to interview you today. And I want to pick your brain about business. Okay. Obviously, my reason for coming here is to help someone that may want to start a business, that may be a little scared, may have that fear that we all, go through. Learning from you, your successes, I'm sure it can help someone down here in the Columbia area.
Wow.
So for the people that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Absolutely. I am Kimberly Wilson, born and raised right here in Columbia, South Carolina. I am the mother of one. I have a daughter. She's 12 years old, so she's getting ready to hit the teenage years. Started Boss Lady Apparel January the 1st of 2018. So this past January, of course, it made 3 years for me. Business hasn't always been easy. There's been a lot of hurdles. There's been a lot of ups. There's been a lot of lows and some highs. But owning a business of yours, of something of your own, a way to leave legacy for my daughter, has been my driving force. It has kept my why right in front of my eyes. The moments where I didn't know, this may not be for me, I kept the why in the forefront of my eyes, and it has just inspired me to keep going. And a lot of times you really don't know in business who you're actually inspiring. And I'm not even talking about family members or friends. Just the mere fact of consistency and people who have doubt in their mind about starting businesses. When they see you doing it, and they see that you're staying consistent with it, it just drives people to want to have success as well. Exactly. So that's how I started. And I'm just grateful to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on it a little bit, but how did you know that you had the right idea for starting Boss Lady Apparel?
Well, I've always been into fashion. I've always enjoyed looking nice. My grandmother, my mother, would always keep me nice. And I used to always get compliments about fashion and where did you get this from and where did you get that from? Well, fast forwarding, when I hang out, whether it be to a a gala event, Delta event, just whatever, I'm always looking for those special pieces where I'm not looking like the same person in the room, right?
Right.
And so I would often get a lot of women that were like, where did you get that from? And I like that. So, and that went on for years, right? But I just kept getting it. I kept getting people so interested in what I was wearing. So I just was like, wow, maybe I need to tap into the fashion world, and I did. And it just blew up in a sense of people just want, well, who is Kim Wilson? And where is she getting these, unique, nice pieces from? And so it just kind of took off from there. I felt like I was in an arena that I could really succeed in. Right. Yeah.
And what's unique about your business that sets you apart from the rest?
Boss Lady Apparel certainly is not trendy at all. We have pieces for the young people, the middle-aged people. We have pieces for the older generation as well. We even have nice pieces where you can dress it up or dress it down. You work your 8 to 5 and you know that you have a after work social. So you may be in flats on the job. You can throw on a heel and change the complete look of the pieces. And so that's what Boss Lady Apparel was really, I wanted to make sure that we were not trendy. I just didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. Didn't want to look like everybody else. In other words, my goal was to have some very nice couture pieces that kind of stood out, needless to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And starting out, just for people that obviously are interested in starting a business, or it doesn't have to be a business, but just since we're talking about business, starting out, how many days a week or a day, how many hours would you say you spent building your business?
I would actually stay, after I had worked in corporate America, I would probably spend about maybe 15 to 20 hours a week after work every day. And then sometimes even going against me working, because I said, Sundays were always a day for rest. But I would find myself, working on Sundays as well, because if an order came in, of course, you get the immediate alert to my phone. And I just didn't want my customers waiting. I felt like customer service was number one above all. Right. And I always wanted to make sure that I took care of my customers.
Exactly. And obviously we're talking about success. So how do you define success?
I define success by just starting, staying consistent in what you're doing, and don't forget your destination. Don't look to the left, the right. Certainly don't look back, but keep going until you have fulfilled your purpose. And then even when you fulfilled your purpose, it is still a continuous thing, because you have to find ways, because you can't do things the same way. You always have to find fresh, new, innovative ways to be successul. Right. So I say I define as just starting. Right. And not quitting.
And that's the thing, when a lot of folks with their businesses, they may have a great idea.
Right.
Could be $1 million idea.
Right.
But they'll start, but because people may say something or they have that self-doubt, they stop.
Yes, I agree.
And they don't continue. Have you ever had to deal with some adversity as far as people doubting you or coming at you that made you maybe want to quit?
It's funny that you say yes. I've had a lot of doubt. For me, doubt made me go harder. I know that it's completely different for some people. I know that when people doubt you, sometimes it makes you question, are you in the right arena? Did I start this? Should I have started this? But for me, when someone tells me what I can't do, for me, it's always, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. You may have a doubt for mine, but for me, it's like a roaring lion on the inside. It makes me go harder. And I would tell any new business owner, if you have tapped into what you feel is your purpose and your passion, to please keep going. Right. Don't give up. Don't allow the voice of the enemy or the voice of people that may not believe. A lot of people think that their success will come from family and friends. What I've learned in business, that's not true.
Exactly.
You will have more success and support from complete strangers.
Complete strangers.
Complete strangers is where your business will be built from. You're lucky if you do have those family members and friends, and that's a blessing. But if you don't, please don't let that deter you.
Exactly.
Keep going.
Because that's extremely rare for you to have that support from your family and friends. Right. And I don't know the statistics on it, but I would say you may get that support 1% of the time.
Correct.
And like you said, all of your support is going to come from total strangers.
Total strangers.
A lot of times, I'm sure it's happened to you, it's happened to me, is a lot of people that I don't know have given me so many breaks and trusted me with their businesses.
Yes.
To do my stories, to come to my show.
Yes.
They don't know me from it,
Not at all.
And a lot of that is just, obviously by the grace of God, but, it's incredible, because you would think that your family or your friends would be the first ones to step to your doorstep. Say, I got you.
Right. And very true. I mean, because I'm speaking from experience, not a statistic, as you said, because I don't know the numbers, but I do know that you just have to, in order to make people believe in what you're doing, you have to be consistent, because if you don't, then the people closest to you will say, oh, that's just another something she's doing.
Exactly.
Oh, that's just another something he's doing. Exactly. So a lot of times sometimes I even want to give family and friends the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps a lot of times, especially in our community, I wouldn't say all, but it's a large percent that we don't come from families of big businesses and things of that sort. So it's the belief system within them that they can't even fathom doing what you're doing. So the fact that you're trying to step outside of the box and do something different, it just kind of makes them waver. But again, I say keep going.
Absolutely.
And stay consistent.
Absolutely. And through all this, who's been or what has been your greatest inspiration to keep you going in business?
If I can be, and I'm not being vain when I say this, but my daughter, of course, because I want to provide a future. I'm not even really looking at 2021. I'm all the way in 2027, really, because I want to create a lifestyle and a means and a way for her, of course, not to give her everything she wants, but making sure all her necessities are provided for, not having to tell her not this week, maybe next week.
Right.
And myself, I've been my greatest motivator as well, because I know what it's like not to have. And it's just a lifestyle and just the time freedom, more so than anything is what drives me to be consistent in my business. Because if I've been faithful over 20 plus years in the working field, where if I can go and work 8 hours a day and then put in maybe 4 or 5 hours of overtime, surely I can leave a job and take care of something that's going to benefit me and my family in the long run. Because we all know, and if you don't know, in corporate America, they can get rid of you today or tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
You can even pass away and your job will be filled the next day.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So I just want to create a dynamics for myself, my family, my daughter, being the example and keep it moving. And that's my greatest motivator each and every day, to put forth as much effort and drive and consistency in my business. And I feel like if I continuously do that, then my future is really, really going to be bright. I'm excited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you get your entrepreneurial spirit? Someone in your family, maybe your parents, were they entrepreneurs? Where does your entrepreneurial spirit come from?
As far as in my days of living, I don't know of many per se entrepreneurs. In my family, I've just always had a hunger on the inside that I wanted something better. I can remember, used to always get the questions back in elementary school when you're much younger. What do you want to be? Teacher sits you around the table or Indian style on the floor, and they're like, well, Kim, what do you want to be? John, what do you want to be? And most times it's always been, I want to be a veterinarian, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. And to be honest, I never had those aspirations. I just knew that I wanted to live a successful life.
Right.
I didn't know what that looked like, but I knew that I wanted to be great. And so here we are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yes.
What's your favorite aspect of becoming an entrepreneur?
Time. A lot of entrepreneurs, and especially for newbies, if I can say this, if you are in it strictly for the money, then you're already starting off wrong, because it has to be something bigger than that. Money doesn't drive everybody. For me, it was the time, because my daughter was born with a severe, profound hearing loss. She was diagnosed in the hospital before we left, before we were discharged. I knew at that point that she had a hearing loss. Didn't know quite to what extent, but it wasn't until several days after we had left the hospital that we found, it's pretty significant. As a result, that had me where I had to take days off from work, get her to specialists, doctors, surgeries, countless of surgeries, consultations and things of that sort. So I found where I had to take FMLA time. If you don't know what that is, Family Medical Leave Act. And so it protects your job, but it doesn't protect your income.
Exactly.
Right. So I was tired of hearing, okay, well, you've exhausted all your days.
Exactly.
Okay, so, now you got to see if Carol will give you some of her PTO. If she can't give you any PTO, then you're going to have to make up this time. And as a new mom, how am I going to make that up if I can't even do my regular 8 hours?
Exactly.
How am I going to juggle that?
Exactly.
And it was really at that point where I knew I had to do something different. Right. Because I was exchanging the time that I needed with my daughter that I needed to get her and, you know, provide for her. And it was just like, it's just not worth it. Like, I know I need my job because I have responsibilities, but if you're making me choose between this job and my daughter, the job is going to always lose.
Exactly.
My daughter is always going to be number one. So I got tired of compromising my time for the job, not taking the job for granted. You provide all these documentations, and I'm not, you know, telling you a story. I'm being honest.
Right.
And still yet it's, well, you're going to have to work it out.
Exactly.
And it was at that point that I knew that I could no longer just say, okay, well, leave this job, go to another one, because it's going to be the same thing.
Absolutely.
So you got to come up with another game plan. And that's where I think I took off running at that point.
Exactly. And those are, like you said, those are some of the hardships that you have to, the realities that you have to face.
Yes.
You know, when starting a business and dealing with the corporate world versus you wanting to start something. Along with that, did you experience any failures in business? And if so, did you learn from them? Did they make you stronger?
Right. I would honestly tell you there were not any failures, but there were a lot of opportunities for me to learn from. I don't really take anything as to be a failure, because the fact of the matter, I'm still here. Business is still, I'm still here. We still have the open sign. I had a lot of moments where I had to pivot. I had to revamp and go back to the drawing board. Okay, this isn't working. Let's tweak this a little bit. Okay, we need to do a little bit more of that, take a little bit off there, add a little bit more here. So I wouldn't say any failures, but certainly I would say there was a lot of areas of different opportunity that I had to take a look at and come back to the drawing board, but keep going.
Right, right. And with your business, how do you generate new ideas for business?
I think really it's I know without a shadow of a doubt, it's really the creative side of me. I really didn't realize how creative I really was until I got into business. Because I know what I like when I see businesses. And the creative side of me is, for me with my brand, not just posting a picture on social media of a nice dress. I believe get in the dress, make it realistic and real. Show that woman who may not have that high self-esteem or doesn't feel like she can pull off the look, when they see you in it, and they see you have, as the kids say, you got swag about yourself, and you feel confident. You put off an aura of boldness. That's what sets, for me, I know that's what sets me apart, because I'm just always looking for cool ways to market myself. No, if you don't believe in you, it's almost like people can smell that. They, oh, she doesn't seem really confident in what she's doing. Okay, well, you just posting a dress, put it on. Let the women see what it looks like on you. You may be a little bigger than me, but hey, we cater to all sizes. So I want to make sure that I'm putting it on and letting you know this is nice. Right. And so being creative, being different, being bold, is what gets me.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I know we have a few of your pieces behind you. Can you tell a little bit about some of your pieces?
This one right here, we call it the Blue Royal jumpsuit. Really nice bell bottom, fit, heavy cotton, thick cotton, premium cotton. It hugs the curves, but it doesn't make you look like you're looking for something. Very sensual. You can throw on it with a nice belt, a cute hat. You could put on a blazer or a blue jean jacket with it. It's really, really dope. Then you have your black and white off the shoulder drape top, and it extends at the bottom. Of course, you can wear jeans with it. You can wear shorts with it. Whatever your flavor is, it's really, really nice here. Then we have the white Tula. The white Tula dress is so dope. It's really, really nice, extra quality, premium. As you can see, I am a person of accessories. I love accessories. Accessories really bring out the fit. And so you can add a cute brooch to it here. And it's really cute. Of course, in the summertime, you can wear nice, cute pair of shorts. In the wintertime, you can wear some nice fitted jeans with it. Throw on a belt to bring it in. It's really, really nice. And then we have here the cognac jumper is what I call it. Rib feel, another bell bottom type outfit. Really nice. I've actually thrown on a belt with it. So in other words, these are pieces that are they're picked very carefully.
Right.
I pick my pieces very carefully because, again, we're not trendy, but as we would say, we'll surely get you together, and you won't have to worry about going to an event and you're looking like the next woman across the room.
Right. And what's been your greatest accomplishment in business?
The greatest accomplishment in business, honestly, is just simply starting. Because I do know that there's a lot of people, and I often say this, there's a lot of dreams and hopes and aspirations at the graveyard. A lot of people have passed away with so many dreams. And it's almost sad because I equated that the angels are sitting around you on your deathbed or whatever. And they're like, man, Kim, you didn't fulfill this. You didn't fulfill that. You wrote down this. I remember when you wrote down this. I remember you were thinking about doing something before it became popular to do, before it became a trend. Why didn't you start? And in my mind, I don't want to be that. I'm honestly thinking about getting something trademarked that says, I would much rather have died trying than to perish and not ever had tried at all. And so that's been my fear, just getting started, because a lot of people don't start because they're in fear of not being supported.
Right.
They are in fear of being laughed at, depending upon what business they're. Oh, that'll never. What makes you want to do that? Or, so you get caught up in your mind, because in your mind and your heart, it's like, I want to do it, but you get caught up into what everybody else is going to say versus executing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you brought up the graveyard.
Yeah.
One of the guys I listened to, Les Brown, he's a motivational speaker. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him or not.
Yes.
But I think, hopefully I'm not wrong, but I think he's the one that said the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Because think about all those ideas that were never developed.
Right.
Never put into fruit,
Nothing.
Yeah. And they died with them right there in the grave.
Right.
And you have millions upon millions of dollars of ideas and businesses that have died with people.
Right.
That they never got to, explore.
It's just, it's a scary, that's scary for me. That's scary. I don't want to be that girl, that woman that looks back. Let's just exit out death. I don't want to be that woman, that girl that looks back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and living a very unfulfilled life, not fulfilling purpose, and just never having started.
Exactly.
I want to start. I want to set the example. I want to be the example, because I have a 12-year-old. She's a sponge. So if I'm preaching excellence and doing things the right way and following your dreams, how can I preach that if I'm not living it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And just to kind of wrap up a little bit, you're giving a lot of good information for people that's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
What mindset would you say that one would have to become successful?
You're going to have a mindset where you're going to have to develop thick skin. I've been told by some very six-figure earner women that are younger than me, that says if you're not ready to be trolled or talked about or laughed at, picked fun, poked, then you're not ready for success. Because where success comes, there's going to come some other levels of things that you're going to have some thick skin for. And you're going to have to develop a maturity level that you're going to have to believe. It's almost going to be like how we know we have to have air to breathe. in order for you to be successful, you're going to have to believe so badly in what you're doing that in itself just motivates you to keep going. You have to have a mindset that I'm going to start I'm going to complete what I started.
Exactly.
I'm not going to stop because someone has told me that I can't do something.
Exactly.
It's going to have to be a burning sensation on the inside. It's going to even have to be thoughts where just the mere thought of the success of what God has planned and what he showed you, that it literally brings you to tears. It's really hard to explain, but I will tell anybody that if you know that God has given you a gift, if he's given you a seed, if he's told you to do something, execute, because if he's giving you the vision, he's going to give you the provision. God is never going to set you up to fail. He's going to give you the direction. He's going to put you before people. He's going to even place you in rooms that you haven't even actually got in yet. He's going to supply every single thing that you need, but you have to start. You know, we talk a lot about faith, and we say faith and this and that, but faith without works is dead. So God is not a Houdini. He's not our magician. But if you give him the desires of your heart and it lines up with what he wants, surely he'll never fail you. But you got to keep going, and you got to stay prayed up, and you got to, weed out all the negative, because negative things are going to come to try to detour you and make you, push you off track. As I call them, they're a distraction, and you won't know that it's a distraction until it's over.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I will tell anybody, keep going, keep steady, keep focused, keep God first, or whomever, whatever you believe in. But just know that just get started more so before anything else. Just start. You never know where you will land, but if you don't start, you'll look back and you'll be very resentful with your life and yourself, and you'll be like, man, I should have did it. And not that it's too late to do anything, but just get started.
Exactly. Well, listen, Kim, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come here. And like I said earlier, I know your words of inspiration, your words of wisdom, it's really going to help someone definitely down here in the Columbia area, Columbia, South Carolina area. And obviously, on with my show, thousands of people are going to be listening to it. It's going to help them a lot.
Wow.
And hopefully they can reach out to you, get more inspiration from you. And on that, how do we get in contact with you? How do my listeners get in contact with you that may want to purchase any of your items? Yeah,
would love to give that. I have a website. It's www.bossladyapparel.net. Then I'm Kim Wilson, I'm Kim Wilson on Facebook. So you can reach out to me there. My phone number is 803-507-9067. And I also have Instagram. Okay. Instagram is K Sherrell, and that's the letter K, SHERREL. So you can reach me there as well. And I'm really good about reaching back out immediately. It's very rare that you'll reach out to me about anything. And I don't get back with you very, very, very quickly.
Gotcha. Well, thank you again. You gave some great information.
Yes.
And I know your phone's going to be blowing up.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's what we do. I believe in good customer service, because you can have the best product above all, but if you have a poor customer service department, that will deter a lot of people from wanting to do business. So I believe in doing things right the first time, and I certainly believe in excellence. So I look forward to any future customers. These are just 4 of many different items that you can choose from, but surely if you go onto the website, there's a lot of cool deals that are currently on sale that people would like. So thank you for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of your show tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.